Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Roach.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
Welcome to our new edition of Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers. We are here on a Sunday with a very, very big question. Is Vince actually going to backdoor Rachel? He is agonizing over this decision, and it's easy to get frustrated with Vince, but as we're going to explain in this video, this is actually a really, really tough decision with a lot to weigh.
This is why I originally said that I felt that Vince was going to win this and that he could win this HOH, but that he needed not to do it for exactly this reason. There were 3 people he was going to be able to nominate. No problem. It was going to be okay. He could keep his judges alliance doing all right. Lauren and Catherine all right. Everyone would be all right. But if anybody won that veto, as Mickey won the veto last night, to take herself off the block. Now he is stuck, completely up the creek, and he is going to have to show his hand now. He should not have won this.
It was just that he got really unlucky this week. And I know that some of it, you can be like, okay, well, he played both sides and all of that sort of stuff. But I think at the same time, he also did get very unlucky with, the circumstances around his HOH, the fact that Mickey did win the veto. And then also, because of his own actions, there are only so many people in this house that he's not aligned with. So now he's in this really difficult spot where people are pushing him all these different angles. We're going to try to go into all the scenarios here, what people are telling Vince, what he could do, what he should do. And of course, along the way, we want to hear from you guys in the comments. Should Vince go for it? Is this the right time to actually make this move?
Right.
All right. Well, we have a lot to say still on this subject, but before we do, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are here every single day with Big Brother 27 live feed spoilers. We're going to talk about the gameplay. Hopefully, we're going to be entering a really, really fun home stretch as we get closer and closer to jury.
And thank you so much to everyone who has hit that subscribe button. We just hit 77,000 subscribers. We cannot believe it. It is absolutely incredible what you guys have done for us and helped us with our channel. So thank you so much, truly from the bottom of our heart.
Thank you, guys.
And there was another comment that we got, a few of them actually asking if we're using a green screen. So I'm just going to quickly let you guys know that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about our chairs. These chairs, I got them for $9 a piece.
Who loves the deal?
I love a deal.
Yeah.
They're vintage. I got them for $9 a piece at a thrift shop. Everything else, this is real. Everything is real. This painting we had done by my husband, Bart. He is an artist. These are all our poisonous mushrooms. We're kind of putting our studio together in a way that replicates Sherlock's study, because outside of Big Brother, which is why we were so excited about the theme this season for Big Brother with the Hotel Mystère and all that, because we do a lot of murder mystery stuff here. We're covering Dexter. We've got Only Murders in the Building coming up really soon, as well as Welcome to Derry coming up on HBO. So that's kind of the theme of what we have going on here. But thank you so much for asking questions about our studio and what's been going on. We took a lot of time to put this together.
Yeah, and it's really fun. And I love the vibe. We are in our own Hotel Mystère here.
Exactly.
But speaking of, comments and questions that are being thrown out there, and this one amongst the Big Brother community, I know that there have been a lot of questions about why was the veto so late yesterday? What's going on here? And for those of you who are new to the show, here's a couple of things to kind of keep in mind. For starters, there typically is 1 or 2 pretty late veto competitions every single season. Sometimes it is just production reasons, like they did that wall comp. Maybe it took a long time to take that set down, put another set up. Sometimes that can be a factor. The other one, and we know this being in Southern California, and some of you out there who are watching may as well, it is freakishly hot this weekend, and I don't think they wanted a situation where people were just on the verge of passing out during a comp.
Absolutely. It is so hot here this weekend. Everybody who's out here, please take care and drink water. It is so hot here. But sometimes they will have a bit of a later veto when the sun has gone down a bit. It's not as hot. Just it's safety.
Yeah, that's really all it comes down to. But okay, so Mickey won the Power of Veto, and obviously this puts Vince in a really, really horrible position.
Yep, Team Messy Feeds. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, what a day. Okay, so his immediate reaction, he basically went through the stages of grief with this. I mean, he went through anger, frustration.
Oh no.
I'm sure there was some bargaining that was thrown in there.
Yeah.
Like, he got stuck in a loop that half the house was going to be mad at him no matter his decision. And yeah, there's a little bit of I don't know who the guy is that did this going on here, where it's like, yeah, Vince, you did it to yourself. But yeah, I think he felt when he made these nominations kind of like, okay, there's a good chance that I might end up winning this veto. Maybe somebody who gets drawn will, and I'm ultimately going to be okay. Because, I mean, he did fight really hard and tell people, don't use the veto. Don't use the veto. I do not want the veto to be used.
Yeah, now he's in a situation that he can't really play the whole house anymore.
Yeah.
He is going to have to make a decision. And I will say that we are at the part of the game now that Vince should make a decision, because
Yes.
otherwise, if you just keep on keeping on the way you are, you're going to end up like Tyler, where you have final twos with everyone. You're in an alliance with everyone. Then you get to the end and everyone's pissed off at you. And that's how you lose the game. So it's around now, or maybe a couple weeks from now, but he's put himself in this position that it's now that he just needs to pick a side of the house who he thinks that he can really actually work with. And if it turns out he makes the wrong choice, then he makes the wrong choice. But he's going to end up having to pick somebody like a Catherine, like a Rachel, somebody on one of these sides, and they're going to be mad, and he will have drawn a line in the sand.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You can just pick your side and start rolling with them.
Yeah, you can. And I know that there will be some damage that's caused, but any good Big Brother player, how to mitigate that damage.
Yes.
And that's something Vince has already tried to do already following what happened with the Riley vote. And we'll talk more about how that's going as this video goes more and more along. But he does need to make a decision here. Like, you're right. He can't just play the middle on a season where at this point, there's really not a middle anymore. There is the judges' side of the equation, and then there is the other side where you have the likes of Catherine, Keanu, Kelly, Lauren. I mean, maybe you can say that Ava's kind of sort of in the middle with Vince, but that's basically it.
Yeah, and I mean, if the judges are really solid, that's actually where he needs to be, and just pull in Lauren with him. I mean, this other side is including people like Kelly, who is not on your side, Vince, and will not ride with you. Like, you need to pull the chute on this side of the house. It's not for you. It used to be, but you've lost people like Riley. Like, you're losing your allies on that side. It's too small now. You just need to see if the judges work out.
You have to sort of go where the numbers are, but also go with where you think there are going to be players who make rational decisions. And I'm not here just constantly trying to rag on Kelly or Keanu, who both have swam in their own delusions of grandeur, but it's just they're not rational players, and sometimes that can be very unpredictable.
Yeah, and while Keanu has been riding with Vince, he's not reliable. He's not somebody that, while he's with you, he's just not a good player, and he's absolutely going to sink your game. And Kelly's not with you anymore, so it's just, you can't.
No. So the spot he's in now is where the Keanu and Lauren side of the house at this point, the non-judges, they're pushing very, very hard for Ashley or Rachel to go on the block. Keanu in particular, he's learned that Rachel was not honest with him about the Jimmy vote and everything that happened there. And it's just more fuel for him to continue to target her now. And just, you're adding on top of that the obvious fact that, okay, she's a former winner, she's a returning player. There is a lot of nervousness and just a lot of anxiety that comes with her being in the game a long time.
But the thing for Vince at this point is there are only two really good players in this house, and it is him and it is Rachel. And at this point, just Rachel needs to be brought along for him a little bit further, because if she's gone and he's the best player in the house with a bunch of people that are unreliable, that are turning on, Kelly used to ride for him all the way, and she's completely turned on him at this point. It's too unpredictable, and you don't know what's going to be happening with anyone, but Rachel is pretty loyal.
She's pretty loyal, and I think Rachel's also smart enough to realize that, okay, she might not want Vince as a part of her, final four, final three, whatever you want to say down the road, but that's really far down the road.
She also doesn't want to try to ride around with this back and forth brother sister relationship with Keanu. He's never going to actually
Yeah.
be there for her. And she has been stuck it for like last week was like, Keanu and Kelly are her allies. Like, this is not the way she's going to get to the end, and she knows it.
Yeah, and I think this is where, and you were sort of saying this a second ago, Rachel and Vince, they need each other.
They
like
do.
they may not want to work with each
For
other.
now.
Yeah, long term. But until like final 8, final 7, if one of them does go, like you said, like the other person becomes instantly the biggest target in the game. There's
Right.
no shield for them anymore. And it's
No.
just very, very easy for someone else to try to go ahead and take them on and take them out, you know?
Absolutely.
So really now we're in this spot where, yeah, the Rachel thing is being pushed. The judges are pushing hard. That's like, okay, we want Catherine on the block. Vince has basically bandied this around to just about everybody in the house now that it's like, okay, there's only 4 people that I can put up at this point. Keanu, Ashley, Rachel, or Catherine. And then he's like, well, but I also don't really want Keanu up, where
Right.
I will kind of say this. I kind of think putting Keanu on the block, and you guys can, yell at me in the comments if I'm wrong with this, but I actually kind of feel like that might be the best choice. And here's why. Keanu seems to forgive Vince for just about anything.
Yes.
I think if he tells Keanu, you know what, I put you on the block, I'm sorry, but I want to make sure that Kelly goes, or I want to make sure something like that happens, like there's a chance he'll forgive him. And even if he doesn't, like how many other people are going to be upset if Keanu goes this week?
I think that if Vince just goes to him beforehand and says, listen, Mickey's obviously going to take herself off the block. I need someone like you, who's great at competitions, going to win that blockbuster, gas him up,
Yeah.
be like, no one's going to vote you out. You've been on the block a bunch of times and that has never happened. It hasn't even been close that you're going home. Can you help me get out Kelly?
It's one of these things where with someone like Keanu, it's so wild that it's like, okay, it's not possible this guy's actually gonna believe this. Because It's like Morgan, for a lot of last night, and for the majority of today, like she has been by Vince's side for like the vast majority of like the past 12 to 24 hours. Like she can,
like glued to him.
Yeah, she just constantly is arguing that Catherine needs to be the nomination, that Catherine has to go up. And I think for her, it's really easy to say this, but I think for Vince, the problem here becomes like, okay, then I'm basically just doing the move that Morgan wants because Morgan probably wants Catherine to go so that Lauren may be upset at me because I think she probably wants to cut Lauren off as an option for me. And that's something that's sort of easy in her mind to entertain. But yeah, Vince is probably like, okay, yeah, I can go after Catherine, but maybe Lauren will forgive me, but maybe not. I'm already on pretty thin ice here after the Riley vote.
Yeah, it would have to be, again, a discussion that he has with Lauren early on, but it doesn't make sense for him to put her up. She is someone that has been riding or dying with him since the very, very beginning. Lauren would never put him up.
Yeah.
She just used the veto on him. Like together, I think they'll be able to deal with this in a better way by not putting up Catherine. Catherine's just not the right choice either. Like, I hate to say it because I do really like Keanu, but he is the right choice if it's done in a way that he's in on it. Because I honestly just don't think he's going to go home.
Like, yeah, he's just so good in competitions, including
Yes.
like puzzles. The blockbuster he won, you had to lift those things up, but it wasn't like it was just physical. It required a lot of brain power, and he really sat back and thought about it.
Right.
But okay, here is the argument that is being made for nominating Catherine, and it is sort of this idea that it's like, sure, Catherine's gonna be mad, but she's already mad at you anyway because you are partially responsible for sending home the showman's partner. And it's just like, are you ever going to get her vote back anyway? Like, why does it even matter in that sense?
It's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
anything is possible with Vince. He has gotten out of some pretty sticky situations. I mean, this is one of the stickier situations, but he's gotten out of sticky situations before.
Yes.
Yes, if he puts up Catherine and she goes home, then it's all just kind of a wash. And Lauren might be mad, but he can bring her back in. But the bigger problem is if she doesn't go home, then, Vince is in huge trouble. I mean, she was still one of the people that was on the wall with him by the time he was getting near the end, trying to be like, hey, you want to make a deal?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to make a deal with you.
It is very interesting that the person Vince was apparently afraid of winning HOH, he's now kind of afraid of putting her on the block. And it's just, I'm guessing it is all these ripple effects that come along with it. I did wonder, like, okay, is Catherine buying the whole sympathy vote story? Because, in our last video,
Mhm.
we said that he has tried to present this last vote as, oh, I was giving Morgan a sympathy vote. I didn't realize that these other numbers were there. Rachel and Mickey, they were pulling one over on me. Like, he's pushed that narrative. Now, we know now that Kelly has a lot of doubts about this story. Like, she's told this to Keanu that, like, there's something that's just a little bit off, and beyond like that, she's seen and heard things the night of that eviction that give her pause. And it's also this idea that, oh, Vince is telling Keanu that, Riley really was going after you. So she kind of feels like at this point, which story is it, Vince? Is it the sympathy vote? Or why are you telling Keanu then it's like, I'm trying to protect you? Like, because that's not the same exact story you've been saying.
Yeah, I mean the problem that Kelly is going to run into is just nobody's really working with her that closely,
Yeah.
and she has stirred the pot so much and said so many like just nasty things, but also just untrue things. She doesn't seem to care. She's always on the block. Like, I don't know how many people actually take her seriously. So when she is having a good point, that people are just like, oh, well, it's Kelly kind of thing. And they're not really listening.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, she can express this to Keanu that she wonders about Vince's story, but it's like, is Keanu ever going to really buy this? Because he seems to buy every single thing that Vince has ever said.
Yeah, he rides for Vince.
Yeah, he rides for Vince. With Catherine, it's all still to be determined. But, Rachel joined Vince for a meeting this afternoon alongside Morgan. Will's also there. And this is where we have most of the judges together, and they can really put together their argument. And their argument here at this point is just that we need to ride this out. We need to keep this going for a while. Don't
Mhm.
worry about Keanu, even if, Catherine's the choice here and not Keanu, but don't worry about Keanu in general, just because, like, oh, he will forgive you. Lauren
He
probably
will.
will eventually. It's like these are things that we can all work out, but beyond all that, we will protect you. Like, it's going to be okay. Vince is a player who wants constant reassurance from other people that it is all going to be all right.
And this is the Big Brother house. So I kind of understand needing that reassurance. I mean, it's a house built on lies, right?
Yeah.
And until so recently, like it's barely been days, this alliance didn't exist. Him and Rachel were going up against each other.
Yeah.
She just put him on the block. He was able to get off the block. And now all of a sudden she's like, oh, let's be in this alliance together. And now he's the HOH being like, what am I supposed to do? Should I really trust this? And that's why it really is time that he needs to get off this fence of its own
Yes.
making and choose a side.
Yeah, and I fully understand why he's wary of Rachel for every single thing you've just said. Like, why is he gonna put all his eggs into a basket of an alliance that is very, very recent versus people like Lauren, who he has been working with for a really long time, who would be mad if he puts up Catherine? So I think this is what he's struggling with a lot. And I think there's this other variable here too, where it is like, okay, the blockbuster is still in play. Like, I will say this, and I say this as a huge Rachel fan, and I am prepared for whatever is going to come at me in the comments with
All
this.
right, I'm putting on my hard hat
Okay.
then. All right.
If the blockbuster did not exist, I would understand taking the shot at Rachel at this point.
Oh my
Just
God, I'm
because-
taking off my
okay,
hard
no.
hat and I'm putting on my beef hat. What?
Okay, it's not that I want Rachel to go. I don't. But
Bruh.
it's just a situation where
No.
if you can guarantee that you're getting rid of a former winner at this point and you have the numbers, which he might, he can break a tie. Like, I think you at least entertain it. I'm not saying you do it because there is that fear that's like, okay, I'm the only big target left. But
Yeah, it's too early.
yeah, like, I think it's something you have to actively think about at this point because Rachel is so good at the game. However, it's all moot because the blockbuster is still in play. And at this point, you don't want to put Rachel Riley on the block when you know she can win competitions. And Rachel has already told you, if you put me up, there's 100% chance I'm winning the blockbuster. It's going to be a waste of time. But, Rachel's not saying this explicitly, but she might as well be saying, I will win the blockbuster. I will come back into the house and then I am going to take you out.
Yeah, and all the judges' alliance is gone. Like, I think there are I can't say for sure if Rachel's 100% in on it or not, but it feels like there are people that are 100% in on this and
Yeah.
that will work hard to keep this together at this point. I feel that he needs to ride with this Judges Alliance for at least a few more weeks and just take out some of the other people. Like, I know Keanu is a vote for him,
Yeah.
but like, he cannot play with him. Like, there's just no way to really control that situation or how it's going to end up working out. Like, it's just not going to work out. He really needs to ride with this other group. That's how I feel. He should stick with the judges and try to keep Lauren as close to him
Yeah.
as he can.
Keep Lauren close to you, get a couple more votes down the line here, and then maybe at that point you can talk to Lauren, talk to Morgan, maybe you can facilitate something there. Because I think there's a couple of things that are actively on Vince's mind amidst all of this. And I think this is some of the reason why he's thinking a lot about, okay, what scenario do I take? Because yeah, the judges are saying to him, it's like, don't worry, we're going to protect you. We'll make sure you're okay. If the next HOH cycle comes around and you're on the block, we have the votes. But I think he's thinking a lot about, well, what if two judges are on the block together? Like, what happens then? Because I think he is right in thinking he's on the lower rung of this ladder of the judges.
Except that he has Keanu, who will always vote for him, and he has Lauren that he will be able to pull back in. He will still be okay.
Yeah, I think that's the thing he has to remember right now. He can't concentrate on the fact that, okay, Rachel, Will, and Ashley, they're probably the three-person core. Like, he doesn't know they have a final three. He's right to know that they are all closer with each other than they are him. But like you said, he's got Morgan. Lauren's still in the game.
Yes.
Keanu's probably still going to be in the game, even if he puts him on the block.
And this is a new alliance. He still has time to build those relationships. Like, okay, there's a core three. That doesn't mean that core three is going to ride all the way to September 27th or whenever Big Brother's over. We don't know yet that that's just the final. There's over a month left.
There is still a lot of time. It's just what's made this week so bizarre and what's made it hard. Even in this video, like, I don't think that Vince is going to put up Rachel.
I don't think so.
But, can I say it with 100% confidence? No. And I think this is the reason why he'll have this meeting with the judges. Catherine will come in. He'll start talking to Catherine immediately after the fact. And he will be like, oh, yeah, I do want to nominate Rachel. But
okay, I'm going to say it with my full chest. He is not putting up Rachel. I do not think that he's going to do it. I think he is going to end up putting Catherine up. He has bigger numbers over with the judges. He is a very smart player, whether you like how he's playing or not. He is playing a really good game. And one of the reasons why is he is very adaptable. And that has worked out really well for him. He is very good at getting people to hear him and listen. And he will be able to get Lauren back on his side. He will only really have to deal with a very small group of people, depending on who goes. The Kelly, the Catherine, and Mickey. I know she's not on the block anymore, but you know what I'm trying to say. Of those people who are on the other side of the house that he will end up having to deal with. He has bigger numbers on the other side of chances that they will win the HOH. Worst case scenario is somebody who's not the judges or Lauren wins the HOH, and then that was going to happen anyways.
Yeah, that's just really the thing with all of this. And I also just feel like I understand Vince's paranoia with a lot of this for a number of different reasons. Like, there are so many things that are reasonable with it. But at the same time, this is just a situation where you have to plant your flag. You can't alienate too many other people. And yeah, you have to deal with the hand that you've been dealt. And Catherine, okay, here's the real thing. Here's my tinfoil hat on why he's even told Catherine this. I think he's told Catherine that he does want to nominate Rachel because he's going to come back after the veto ceremony. I think you're right. He's not going to put a Rachel up. And then he's going to be like, I really wanted to, but all of these other people were saying that if I did this, they were all going to put me on the block. Like, he's going to give her some like half-hearted excuse for he throws other people under the bus and hope that that's good enough so that Catherine will want to go after them instead of him.
Absolutely, he'll do that. He has done that already a bunch of times. He absolutely will do that.
Yeah, so I will give Catherine credit for this. She made one good point in her talk with Vince today, and that is that, do you want Rachel on the jury? Because if Rachel is on the jury and she is against you, she's very smart, she's very influential, she will turn people against you, which I think might be true, but I think at the same time, if this was Big Brother 12 Rachel, I would say, yeah, she's for sure going to be bitter and she's just not going to vote for you if you get rid of her. But I feel like Big Brother 27, Rachel, will vote for the best player.
Yes, if and because things are not going that way, if he doesn't put her up or later down the road, he's not the reason she's on the jury and he makes it to the end, I think that he is getting her vote. She is going to vote for the best player at this point. She is not the same player that she was.
No, she's changed, she's adapted, and I think that's something that I hope that Vince will understand. And I think ultimately he's not going to take what Catherine says with too much, stock because he hasn't really been that close to her for the majority of the game, right?
No, and she's fighting for her life.
Yeah, she is. So ultimately, like, if Rachel is put up and doesn't win, like, she likely is evicted. Vince may know that, but I think the concerns are everything that we have laid out here already. I think he's also entertaining the idea that it's like, yeah, Kelly, Keanu, Lauren, I could potentially make the final two with these people and I would beat these people. But yeah, then the problem is, can I get to the final two with them, especially if all these other people are even coming for me now?
Yeah, and I don't know that he can get there with them.
No, like, I mean, he has listened to any and all scenarios today
Right.
because I think he's waiting for someone to give him the idea that makes the most sense. Like, silly as it is, I think he's waiting for someone else to pull a Kelly and volunteer because I think he's just like, well, that will make my life much easier. Like, Kelly came to him with this crazy idea that it was like, okay, let's get Mickey to use the veto on Ava so she doesn't save herself. She saves Ava. And then,
Oh,
maybe we
Kelly.
can find a way to get rid of Vince. Was just like, okay, there's no way that she's ever going to do that.
No, there isn't. Kelly is such a bad
I know.
player. It's so wild. Like, I've already said this and I still stand on this. It is time for Kelly to leave this game. Like, I really like messy players
Yes.
and a messy house and messy feeds, but she's just such a bad player that the mess doesn't feel fun.
Yeah, and okay, well, let's talk about messy players and ask big questions about them because so much this video is about the big question of, okay, who is Vince going to put up? Is he going to backdoor
Right.
Rachel? But now we kind of transition into what's Mickey really trying to do here? Because she talked with Vince shortly before we came on here and recorded,
Mhm.
and she made this interesting argument to him where she said, Morgan and I, we could take the shot at Rachel later. Like, you don't have to do this right now. And it's an interesting argument to make for somebody who, in theory, would probably want Rachel out, who has said she's wanted Rachel out. Is this an ego thing where she wants to do it herself?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I think that Mickey has now won some stuff. She's feeling pretty good about what she's been doing in the game. And she wants to be the person that goes to the end to be able to say, I'm the person that got Rachel out, because whoever gets the winner out, to have that on your resume, it's hard to argue it. So yeah, that's what I think is happening.
I think there is a chance of that. Like, if it was a different player, maybe, I don't know. But with Mickey, like, Mickey is driven so much by ego. And I think so much by, I want to be able to be the person who's controlled this, had X, Y, and Z on her side. So I think that is something that's kind of rolling around in her mind now.
Yeah, and honestly, it should be rolling around in a lot of people's minds. You don't want to be like, I'm the person who got out Adrian, like, way
Yeah.
back now. I'm the person that got out Amy. Like, it's so, like, you need to be able to build your resume, whether it is with competitions. I know competitions don't always matter as much as other stuff like this, but to be able to be like, there was a winner in this game and I am the person that removed that winner off the board, it is a big get. Whoever gets out Rachel has a big, boon in their cap.
They really, really do. But for Vince, like, it's too early at this point. It's too risky. Now, the last thing we have to say here is just that, and this is the second thing I'm saying in this video that's going to make people mad, other than, should Vince think about getting rid of Rachel? It's that I'll give her some credit for the last couple of days. Like, her winning the veto, clutch competition win. She's also tried a lot to assure Vince today that they're good. And yet at the same time, she's also said today that she was informed basically by a dream that she can't trust Vince anymore. So she's making it public to other people that it's like, okay, I don't believe in him anymore, but she's still stroking that ego, trying to make him feel okay, because you never know when this is going to be needed down the road.
Yeah, you don't know, right? You don't know who's going to be next to have that HOH and how things are going to play out. It's the right move to keep open as many doors as you can.
Yeah, it is. Now, we'll see what happens tomorrow with the veto ceremony, depending on what side Vince ultimately lands with, and he'll probably flip-flop 100 times on this. Like, there's going to be fallout. Rest assured, we are going to be here for it. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for all of your support this season, and you can support us further by joining our Patreon. That link is in the description. Thank you so much to
Thank you.
everyone for your support. We'll see you here next time.